What's up everyone, welcome back to Saint Seiya Awakening. Today we'll be doing the second of our S-Saint reviews, and we'll be looking at Aries Shion, the guy with the big horns. He's in the current banner, and I've also seen a lot of comments wondering exactly how his skills work. So we're going to be looking at skills, team compositions, possible uses in the game, Cosmo, pretty much the whole deal. We've also reached 2,500 subscribers, so make sure to check the end of the video for giveaway details. Now, Shion is considered a top-tier PvP unit for two very good reasons. A, he can be built extremely tanky, and C, he can still do a lot of damage. Now let's take a look at his skills to find out why. On the first one, and like with many other characters in the game, it's a simple single target damage attack, not very exciting, but it gets much better from here. His second skill is a protective ability with several uses. The Crystal Robe applies to one allied saint. It can absorb damage equal to 20% of Aries Shion's max HP and convert the damage absorbed into an equal amount of HP. Only one Crystal Robe may be used, and it lasts for 2 action rounds. The Crystal Robe does not stack. This means that when Shion uses this skill on himself or an allied unit, he is going to create a shield around that unit that absorbs incoming damage. So not only does it prevent incoming damage, but it also converts that damage into a heal. It recovers the HP of the protected unit. The fact that it lasts for 2 rounds is just a bonus because the skill is good enough as is. Now from here, I'm gonna skip to his passive in the 4th skill, the Endless Starlight. While Crystal Robe is in effect, it has a 60% chance to ignore status effects, including resist, banish, etc. This is one of the few skills in the game that actually protects you from restrict and banish. It automatically applies when the Crystal Robe is on an allied unit, and with some skill ups, this goes to 100% immunity, meaning you are untouchable while the Crystal Robe is on you. So in that skill alone, we have protection, heal, and immunity. Over on his third one is where the really big damage comes in. Stardust Revolution. Aries Shion's ultimate physical attack, he sacrifices 30% of his max HP and deals physical damage to one enemy equal to 215% of the HP sacrifice. This is reduced by physical defense, and he only sacrifices 1 HP when he's below 30%. If the Crystal Robe is in effect, deal additional physical damage equal to the remaining shield value of the Crystal Robe. So again, a lot of words, but to sum it up, this is an attack based on Shion's max HP. It eats up some of his own HP when he uses the attack, and you can amplify it if you're using the Crystal Robe. Now the Crystal Robe doesn't have to be just on yourself, it can be on any allied unit. It's going to use whatever protection is left from the robe, so whatever HP is remaining from the robe, and it's going to apply that to the Stardust Revolution and increase its damage. When it comes time to skill up Mr. Shion, the choice is actually not so simple because all 3 of his skills are very useful. Having some more tankiness in this Crystal Robe will never hurt. Getting some additional damage from the Stardust Revolution would be awesome, and an additional chance of immunity could come in really handy. At the end of the day, I chose to go for the damage because that's really what sets him apart from other tanks in the game, is the amount of damage that he can do with his skill. We actually just pulled a dupe of him on stream yesterday. Let me show you that real quick. Right, near Endless Curiosity. This is supposed to be Scorpio again. It's always Scorpio for some reason. Is that us? We just got something, guys. We just got something. What did we get? We got a Shion. Oh, we've never gotten the animation before because we got it from shards. What the actual hell, dude? It's a free skill up and we finally see the animation. Yes. Oh, this is so cool. We never got to see the animation the first time. We're immediately gonna power up his skill. Enhance, close your eyes if you're free to play and this hurts your sensibilities. We are going to Stardust Revolution the shit out of this, right? We agreed that it was this one that we wanted to level up. Oh. Alright, so now we know how the skills work and which one we want to power up. Now, how do we use them? Because he both protects and attacks, there's a couple of different things that you can do with Shion when it comes time for his turn. If during that round, your other nukers have gotten really low and you're depending on one of them to kill the enemy, you may want to use the Crystal Robe to protect them, get them some heals next time the enemy attacks them, and make them survive until the next round so they can get a nuke. They will also be immune to status effects and control. If your team is looking like it's in really good shape, then you may just want to go with a Stardust Revolution nuke and take out an enemy target. Now, sometimes the damage is not enough to straight out take someone out, So if you're gonna go with a nuke on turn 1, I would suggest softening up your target first with some single target attacks from your other units that moved before. For example, if you have a Saga or you have a Doko that's already moved before Shion, just do single target attack on the enemy you want to take out, get him a little bit lower to maybe 70% HP, and the Stardust Revolution should be able to erase them. Another option is to use the Crystal Robe in turn 1 and then nuke in turn 2 so that you can use some of the HP left in the Crystal Robe for additional damage. The last and riskiest use is to go with a Luna double turn. If you have enough energy, and you should, if you bring a Kiki and you bring somebody equipped with Marsh Fairy, you should have exactly 5 energy. That's enough for the Luna double turn and then a double Shion move. If there's squishy targets you want to take out, you can go with double Stardust Revolution, or if you want to make sure you take out one target, shield yourself first and then Stardust Revolution and annihilate whoever you're trying to get rid of. And this takes us into the teams that are good to bring along with Mr. Shion. Now, he is kind of a one-man show. He is so good that there's no specific team that he absolutely needs in order to perform well. But he nukes himself. Every time he nukes, he loses HP. So a big healer like Marine or like Jamian pair really well with him. Also, because of his pretty low base speed, there's a chance that he could be controlled or silenced or something like that at the end of the turn. So he plays really well with cleansers such as Saori, Arayashiki Shaka, or even Luna for a double turn. The first turn will cleanse whatever he's got going on, and he'll be able to move on the second turn. A combo of Jamian, Saori, and Shion is extremely powerful. There are so many heals and so much survivability that it's really hard to take them down. Saori provides the protection and the cleanse, Jamian provides a gigantic heal that can pretty much put him back at 100%, and then Saori can prevent Jamian from dying. You can also combo him with people that increase damage, such as Seiya. If you manage to get weakened, or even 2 stacks of weaken on an enemy, then Stardust Revolution is for sure going to erase them. We already mentioned bringing Luna in for double turn, but that strategy is a little bit risky because there's a huge difference in speed between Luna and Shion, so there's a very good chance that the enemy will be able to land a debuff on Shion before he moves and cancel the double turn. It is a valid strategy though, and if you manage to pull it off, you're going to see some amazing damage and potentially delete 2 enemy units on the first turn. Since we talked about his speed, then let me mention his weakness, and really he only has one. His base speed is really low. He is most likely going to move at the end of the turn unless you're running a Pisces along with him, so there's a good chance that he's going to get controlled. That's either a stun, a freeze, a silence, anything of the sort will prevent him from doing what he needs to do. So that's where cleansers or a double turn unit like Luna come in to make sure that he gets a move off. Now let's talk about Cosmo, and fortunately Shion is one of the most straight up units in the game to Cosmo up. Why? Because you really only need to worry about a couple of things. First and foremost, HP. You need to stack as much HP as possible on him. So any set that has a main HP attribute or a set attribute, that's when you equip 3 of the same Cosmo, of HP is going to be perfect for him. Under Solar or Red Cosmo, we really only have 2 options. One of them is Fire Drop and the other one is Eagle Eye. Those are the only ones that give you an HP bonus, but Eagle Eye is Cosmo attack. Shion is a physical attack unit. So really, when it comes down to it, the only option is Fire Drop. He also benefits from the pre-crit effect because he can crit. Even though his damage is based on his HP, there is a crit multiplier when he lands a critical hit. Under Lunar or Yellow Cosmo, we have 2 options, Tenacity and Bloom. Both of them have an HP main stat and an HP 3-piece set boost, okay? So both of those give you a really good HP bonus. Seiya also has HP, but the status hit is really wasted on Shion because he doesn't apply any debuffs. So Tenacity and Bloom, one of them gives you physical defense, the other one gives you Cosmo defense. They're kind of interchangeable. It doesn't really matter which one you go for. Just go for whatever you have the best substats on. Now, under Star or Blue Cosmo, we do have a couple of units. I ended up going with Staunch because I noticed that the damage, if I don't crit, is not really enough to delete an unit. So I wanted to increase the odds of landing a critical hit, and you accomplish that by improving the P-crit level. It also has a 3-piece set bonus of HP plus 10%, which is huge for him, and there's not really any wasted stat. Even though Staunch only has 1 stat, it's still better than having, for example, status hit on him, which does absolutely nothing. Now, Lotus is an option. It has an HP main stat, and it also improves your speed by quite a bit, the same as New Moon. You get physical defense, you get quite a bit of speed, but there's no HP bonus and no P-crit level bonus, so you're not going to be critting as much as you would like. As for his legendary Cosmo, I don't think there's any argument here. The number 1 Cosmo for Shion has to be SOAPBERRY, because he nukes himself. He loses 30% HP every time he attacks. So after only 2 attacks, he will lose 60% HP, which puts him at 40%. That is below the threshold for SOAPBERRY to proc. right? SOAPBERRY procs when you're below 45%. So if you're at 40, you're gonna automatically recover 20% HP. So that nuke, even though it's taking 30%, you're getting 20% back. So in reality, it's only costing you 10% HP. The main attribute boost from SOAPBERRY is also HP, which is perfectly fitting, but just in case you don't have one or you think you may have a better option somewhere else, HEPHAESTUS armor is not too bad. It also has a main HP bonus, and anytime that a physical attacker, who are really the only ones that are going to be taking down Shion, it's almost impossible to take him down with an AoE damage dealer. If a physical attacker crits him, that's going to generate a shield on Shion that's going to protect him and keep him alive for a little bit longer. So HEPHAESTUS is a good second option. As for substats, you want to look for HP, obviously, physical attack if you can get it, P-crit effect and P-crit level, don't hurt, and then some healing, lifesteal, whatever else you want to throw in there. But really, the main attribute should be HP, and then I would qualify P-crit level as the second one. If you can crit, you will kill. If you're gonna go for the double turn with Luna, some HP would not hurt. Bring him a little bit closer to Luna speed, that way there's not such a big gap and there's a chance that you can get the double turn off. Because remember, if you get debuffed before you move, you lose the double turn. So you have to bridge that gap in speed. Now, his use in the game is actually pretty straightforward. He is not a particularly strong PvE unit, meaning in scenarios and dungeons, he doesn't really perform that well. He really shines in PvP when he can explode people in a single move. So his uses are going to be one-shot nuke, some protection in case you need it, and don't forget about the immunity from the shield. I think a lot of people forget about that effect because the description is somewhere over there on the passive. They forget, but immunity in this game is actually really rare. It's really, really rare. So having the ability to put immunity, protection, and heal with one unit or with one skill is really strong. Let's go take a look at how you can use them. Alright, so we're over here in one of the scenarios just to test out the damage, and I wanted to do here in a controlled environment so I can show you the difference between attacking without the robe, attacking with the robe, attacking with weekend, and we'll see how that changes the damage from Shion. Now in this first round, we're just gonna go for a simple nuke, right? We're gonna Starlight Extinction or Starlight's Revolution or whatever the heck it's called, a single unit, and see how much damage we can do with the stats that we have. Alright, so that's 25,000 non-crit. Let's look for a crit and see how much the damage improves by. Okay, can we land a lucky crit here? Let's see. 35,000. So that's a 10,000 damage difference. The first one was 25 without crit, 35 with crit. That is a huge difference. Alright, now we're gonna look at the damage when he's wearing the crystal robe. Now remember, when we use the attack, any HP remaining on the robe will be converted into more damage. So let's see what kind of numbers we can get. Hopefully we get a crit, so we get a really good idea of the damage boost. So turn 1, we're gonna robe up. Turn 2, we're gonna nuke. Let's see, come on, please crit. So that's 35 plus, you saw it actually pops up as an additional number. 35 plus 10,000. Now we're looking at a 45,000 nuke if you have the crystal robe up. Now let's see what happens when we apply weaken to the enemy. Oh, actually, are we going to be able to apply weaken without killing these guys? We might have to go to a higher level. Hold on. Okay, so we can't do it here. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully these guys can survive a weekend attack. Hold on. Let's weaken. This armor I think should be the tankiest. There we go, it's not dead. We got the weekend. Now let's get the crit. Come on, baby. Give me a crit. There we go. 52,000. Wait, what? 52,000? That's a lot of damage. Wait, because it's a 50% increase. So that's 35,000. A 50% increase would be something like 17,000. Holy shit. 52,000 damage. This combo is crazy. What the hell? Alright, one more test. Up next, we're gonna try weaken, crystal robe, nuke, and we'll see what happens. Let me reset the level. Okay, here we go. I think we should have enough energy to pull this one off. Okay, so I'm gonna double turn Shion, right? Then I'm gonna create some additional energy. I am going to weaken this guy. Yeah, that leaves us exactly 4 energy. Perfect. Let's not touch him. Now we apply the crystal robe and we pray for a crit. And this should be, I'm gonna lower the speed. This should be crazy, crazy damage if we crit. Let's see. Please, baby, crit. Come on. Stardust Revolution. Oh, we didn't crit. I think we didn't crit. Because that was 37,000 plus 16,000. No, I don't think we crit. Let's try again. Okay, this is such a huge waste of stamina. But I just want to see what this looks like. I want to see if we can get a crit and see a ridiculous number pop up on screen. Alright, so we weaken this guy. Then we just touch somebody else real quick. And we pray for a crit from Shion. Come on, bro. No, I didn't robe. And we crit. Ah, one more try. Okay, here we go again. And just for shits and giggles, I'm actually gonna give him Nacho Bug, just to see what happens. Alright, come on, man. He's got a crit on this one. He's got a crit. We weaken this bro over here. Armor bro gets weakened. We touch this other bug over here. We shield. We robe. We wear our robe first. Oh, but then the buff from Nachi disappears because we already used one turn. Come on, let's crit. So the buff you see is completely useless. Come on. 52 and 16. Holy shit, that's 68,000 damage. I don't think there's anything in the game that can survive that. Now obviously, it has a huge energy requirement. You need a lot of setup. You need Luna to get the double turn off. You need Shion to not get debuffed. You need Seiya to use energy to land the weekend. But you're looking at 68,000 damage. That is ridiculous. And that's it for Mr. Aries Shion, guys. He is a very straightforward unit to Cosmo and to use. Get tons of HP and watch your enemies melt in front of your eyes. Now, we did reach 2,500 subscribers, so this is a giveaway video. Giveaway rules are really simple. Make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment below. We will be picking the winner randomly from the comments below, so don't miss it. It's not enough to just like and subscribe. You gotta say something so we can pick you. Now, the winner will be able to choose between a $25 gift card of their choice. It can be Google, Apple, or we can do a PayPal transfer if you prefer that, or a handmade reward that I will personally make according to what you choose, ship it over to wherever part of the world you live in, and it looks something like the one that's displayed on screen right now. It can be any character from any anime, from any video game, and you can choose a small phrase that you wanted to say. So best of luck to everybody, and I'll be seeing you guys again very soon. Thank you all. Bye.